Hello, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you all for joining me on this edition of 5 Minutes with Chris, and today is all about apps. Now, people always feel the need to use apps, whether it's for basic stuff like math or just stupid shit like, buying stuff online. Well, the thing with apps is, honestly, it's just making society a hell of a lot dumber than they already are. I mean, especially my generation, which are the millennials. I hate being called that, by the way. If you ever call me a millennial, I'll punch you right in the fucking nose, because I don't like to hear that word. I am not a millennial. I am the opposite. I am anti-millennial, I'll tell you that. I am 20 years old, but you know what? I am an anti-millennial. I don't give a fuck, but I'm not a millennial. Let's just get that straight. Because, honestly, people in this generation are just so goddamn stupid. They really are. They can't handle basic tasks. I mean, if people, let's say the whole country was to just go down the toilet from here, right? Let's just say, like, all the apps and all just got erased and somehow they never came back. I would guarantee you that at least 95% of this generation, the millennial generation, would not be able to survive on their own without an app. I mean, whether that's, shopping, paying bills, doing all that kind of stuff. 95% of these millennials would not be able to live and function in an everyday society. That's how I look at it. Because, honestly, people have gotten too attached to this. They haven't learned basic skills on how to do stuff without using technology. And honestly, it's just ridiculous. I mean, how could you make it this far and only be taught one way when there's other things to be taught? When there's stuff to be taught different ways, not just from a computer or whatever. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I find it to be, annoying how people always use these apps as a way to function in life. I mean, for example, there's apps on teaching you how to drink water at certain times to stay hydrated. I mean, there's no need for that. When you're thirsty, you drink. You don't need an app that reminds you, ding, 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 that goes off when, when you're supposed to drink water. You don't need that. I mean, it's just a waste. You don't need it. It's not worth the price. You just don't need it. I mean, you could fucking... I don't know, people. You don't need it. You don't need any kind of app like that that reminds you to do stuff. Whatever happened to just using your brain? I mean, whatever happened to memorization? Memorization apparently doesn't exist anymore unless you're a computer. I mean, that's the only time that it exists, because people have just gotten so much more dumb. I mean, it's incredible how stupid people are now. I mean, I really wish computers didn't exist sometimes. I mean, as much as I love being able to use certain apps and stuff like that, for example, like streaming, like Hulu and Netflix and all of that kind of stuff, as much as I love all of that stuff, I really wish I could do away without it. I wish I could do without it, because honestly, it's just a hassle. That's what it is. It's just a hassle on everybody's life. And I'm willing to bet, honestly, that if it was just me, I would probably be able to do away with it. I mean, I don't need Netflix anymore. I don't need Hulu. I mean, I could probably make it in a society without any technology whatsoever. I mean, if I was to go back to the prairie days, I could probably make it. I mean, you give me an outhouse and I would be in heaven, honestly. I mean, I don't need any of this crap, I don't need any of this. I don't use any of this. I mean, my phone right here, I don't even use it, honestly. I use it for maybe Instagram or Facebook, but that's only for this kind of stuff. That's not for, just personal stuff. I mean, I do it for, I'm not going to call it a career, because this ain't a career. I'm not getting paid for it, but I do it for my little activity, So with all this being said, why I don't like apps, I hate apps. I just think apps are overrated. I always will. I think, they just are taken away from people's mindsets and their brains, and just they're rotting their brains and every kind of little thing. That's all I got for you. I thank you all for joining me. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, this is the one time when you're going to want to use these apps, because you're going to want to watch me after all. Now, I thank you all for watching. Again, I love you all, and goodbye, everybody.